Hi, this is Samantha here from RecipeThis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today I'm at Rose Cottage in the beautiful Yorkshire countryside and I want to show you how to cook delicious garlic mushrooms in the air fryer. Well, before we dive into this recipe, I just wanted to suggest that you head over to RecipeThis.com. We've got more than 1,200 kitchen gadget recipes, including recipes for the air fryer, instant pot, slow cooker, soup maker, bread maker, microwave, Ninja Foodie, and many others. We also have a free weekly newsletter, which you can find on the homepage of RecipeThis.com, or you can find it on RecipeThis.com/newsletter. And there you can get our best kitchen gadget recipes sent to your inbox every Friday morning. Garlic mushrooms are fantastic for something quick in the air fryer. They're a fantastic quick side dish. You could have them as a starter for your main meal, and you could also use them in a frittata. Right, so the ingredients that you need is you need some fresh mushrooms, fresh garlic, fresh rosemary, salt and pepper, your favourite seasoning. I'm adding some extra garlic because I really love garlic on the mushrooms. And then you'll also need some extra virgin olive oil spray so that your mushrooms are nice and crispy and not dry. And for an optional extra, I also recommend that you grab some of this. And this is, I can't believe it's not butter, it's the light version, so it's a lot less calories. And if you're on Weight Watchers, a teaspoon of it falls under 0 points because there's not enough of a quantity of it to point it. Or you can use butter or whichever you prefer, because it's just a nice finishing touch when you're doing garlic mushrooms. So let's get started, shall we? So first of all, to grab your mushrooms, I recommend that you do your mushrooms into either halves or thirds, depending on how big or small they are. These are not the largest, so I'm just going to do them in half lengthways. And there you have it. That's one full pack of mushrooms into halves. And then as well as that, you want some garlic. What I recommend you do to get into the garlic fast is to cut it at the bottom end, and then it opens like that, and then you just really quickly get the garlic out without much peeling. Oh, that one's a bit horrible, that one, so I won't use that one. And there, I've got 6 garlic cloves. I recommend about 6, but I still put in the recipe to grab a bulb, because then you can add more garlic if you want. And then you always get the small little bits of garlic cloves that are just a bit useless and you're just not going to use. So then you can pick and choose which ones you do. So now you've got these on the chopping board, you want to be adding your seasonings. So a good amount of pepper, salt, and a little bit of garlic powder as well. And then they are ready for being loaded into the air fryer. So let's just get out the peelings out of the way and open the air fryer basket. And you just want to plonk in your garlic and your mushrooms. Oh, and if you want smaller pieces of garlic, you can do every one into quarters or into thirds, depending on how you like it. And the idea here is that you're cooking the garlic cloves at the same time, and then that just adds an extra garlic flavour to your garlic mushrooms, and they're just lovely. And then once you've done that, it's time to get out your fresh rosemary. Just some simple fresh rosemary. If you grow your own, you can use that, or you can just grab a bag from the supermarket like we've done, and then just half them so that the pieces are not as big. And there's some more. You can add as much rosemary or as little as you want. Oh, this one's a bit tough. There we go. I think I'll just do one more because I love rosemary. You know, if you head over to recipethis.com, we also have a recipe for air fry roasted potatoes. They're the homemade ones and they're loaded with rosemary and they're absolutely delicious. So now you've done that, you've chopped your mushrooms, you've peeled your garlic cloves, you've added your seasoning, you've added your rosemary. Now the next step is to add some extra virgin olive oil spray. I recommend that you have a bottle similar to this. Do not use pan or fry light because it does damage the air fryer. And then give it a good spray. That spray is still less than a tablespoon, so it's really not a lot for fat in the air fryer. And then once it's had a good spray, it's time to start cooking your garlic mushrooms. And now it's time to set your time and temp. You're looking for 6 minutes at 180 Celsius. And that's 360 Fahrenheit. And then press start. And the countdown begins. And we beat. Right. So the mushrooms have done the first 6 minutes. And now it's time to come back, give them a quick spray, and then just finish them off. So they've had the quick spray. So now, back in they go. 2 minutes. 200 Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit, and press start. And we're on the final countdown. And we beat. So these mushrooms are now absolutely perfectly cooked. Right, so what I recommend you do now is get rid of your rosemary. Because nobody really wants air fried rosemary in the food, do they? There's some of it will have fallen apart and that's just a little bit, so that's fine. And then the next step is just give it a quick shake. Your air fryer around the way. And then what I did whilst it was on those final 2 minutes is I melted some of the margarine, just a tablespoon in a bowl, and then you can add in your mushrooms. They're not actually that hot on touch really. And as you can see, the last bits of rosemary have stuck to the basket. Right. And then you can just give them a quick mix in the butter. Make sure they've all got a nice covering of it. And then you've got perfectly cooked buttered mushrooms that are just perfect for serving at dinner time. Let's have a look at that. Don't they look fantastic? And that's just ready for serving and for you to enjoy. It's just something really, really quick that you can cook at home in your air fryer. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.